Hello my fellow gamers, Gamer Dude back once again, bringing you some more informative gaming news. But before we begin, you all know the routine, or at least I hope you do by now. If you aren't new to the channel, please make sure you smash that like button and drop me a subscribe, because it would just be a good deed of the day. Same applies if you are a returning viewer. So then, we are well into the new year. I hope everybody had a good holiday season. Apologies for not producing up until now. Obviously with Christmas I have a busy month, and January is also a busy month because it's my birthday month and a lot of other people's birthdays, so I have a lot to do. So I apologize. Now anyway, getting right into the video, God of War developer Santa Monica Studios appears to have revealed its location and mythology for the next series in the game. So in this video I'm going to be breaking down what this means for the future of God of War, what it means for the franchise, what it means going forward, and how we can possibly be excited for this. So then, after months of speculation, it seems we finally know the mythology from the next God of War game and what it will delve into. Having touched upon Greek and Norse mythologies, obviously in the original series of games it was the Greek mythology. We explored Kratos' origins, we explored him going through Greece, wreaking havoc, killing all those gods. That had a series of games. And then we got the Norse mythology, only having 2 games, but I feel like that was enough. I feel like they really closed out the Norse mythology in the second game, and it really worked out well. A game can have a number of sequels, 1 sequel, no sequels, and still get its point across, and that's enough for me as a fan of the series. Now, God of War fans have been hoping for a fresh set of legends to be explored as Kratos and Atreus continue their journey. It's an adventure that will reportedly see the duo visit the Middle East, as Sony's award-winning franchise shifts its attention to the Egyptian folklore. Now, of course, many different folklores were teased in the Valhalla DLC. When you fight Tyr, he comes up with a bunch of different weapons. We see some like Japanese sais, which would have been really cool to dive into. We do see some Egyptian kind of like callus blades. I don't know if that's what they're called. Let's just go with blades. I'm not going to attempt to even bother doing that. But yeah, it does appear that it's going to jump into the Egyptian god folklore. And no, I am not talking about Sliver the Sky Dragon or Obelisk the Tormentor. Nerd coming out. Sorry, yeah. No, just a nerdy Yu-Gi-Oh reference for you there. You get it. It had to be done, you know? It had to be done. Egyptian gods, come on, it had to be done. Anyway, this claim comes from Daniel Richman, as per Insider Gaming. Due to Richman's patron being behind a paywall, I can't exactly confirm these details outright, but it's news, so I'm reporting it to you regardless. Now, in this leak, it is said that Sony is casting for Middle Eastern actors, which totally makes sense. I mean, you're not going to cast a British guy or an American as an Egyptian, are you? It just wouldn't make sense for an Egyptian god to have a British accent or an American accent. It would make sense for them to have a Middle Eastern accent. So yeah, it makes total sense. Now, I have a direct quote here. It says, Sony is casting Middle Eastern actors for an unknown AAA game, which is likely to be the next God of War game that explores Egyptian mythology. So, as a gamer, that tells me straight away that, okay, this is coming from a great source from PlayStation. You know, this is coming from one of their like big top tier AAA games. You know, there's no live service attachments to it. There's no online battle pass crap attached to it. This is one of their big mainstream titles that they want to keep just as it is. And the fact that they're calling out specifically Middle Eastern actors also tells me that this is where they're going with this. Now, this would align with the potential settings teased, of course, as I mentioned, by the end of God of War Ragnarok and the Valhalla DLC, which suggested variable locations. What is more, fans have also wanted to see Egypt play a significant role in the series, believing it to be like the most badass setting for the next game. Now, personally, I would have loved to see them go into Japanese folklore, but I think this might have like cast a shadow over the like Ghost of Tsushima game series because that's in Japanese mythology, so it would make sense for Santa Monica Studios to go somewhere different with it. Now, as if that wasn't enough, we also know that Santa Monica thought about setting the last God of War adventure in Egypt before it eventually pivoted into the Norse mythology instead. As mentioned in the documentary about the video game, where Christopher Judge was talking about, what he initially read for the initial like script drafts for the game. Now, of course, in God of War Ragnarok, Kratos and Atreus did part ways. So it stands to reason that the next game might just feature Kratos. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because in the original series of games, it was only Kratos. You only had Kratos. And that, I think, kind of going back to that would be a nice turn of events for the franchise, because Atreus, while he's an interesting character, he's kind of annoying, and now he's a teenager. It's just, I don't want to deal with this. I was a teenager myself. I know what it's like. I don't want to have to deal with this. Come on. But yeah, it did kind of suggest that they were going to pivot towards Atreus being the new lead for this franchise, but that does not appear to be the case. It does appear that the next game will feature just Kratos. I mean, it's possible he could die and then they pivot towards Atreus. Like Atreus finds out that Kratos died and he goes there in his game to avenge his father or something. I don't know. Just spitballing. Of course, with this, you do have to take it with a pinch of salt. I'm only reporting what I've seen and what I've read. It doesn't necessarily mean it's true. I'm not saying it's true. Please don't quote me on any of this. It's just speculation at the moment. But yeah, still, while most reports suggest previous theories, it's the unknown AAA game bit that we need to bear in mind. Without knowing specifically which title is casting these actors, I can't exactly say with 100% certainty that this will definitely be God of War 6. Like I said, I'm not one of those YouTubers that says, this is happening, listen to me, I'm always right, this is it. No, I'm just bringing you what I've seen, what I've read, what I know. So therefore, we need to view this claim like any other unofficial announcement. It's false until proven otherwise. I'm not necessarily saying that this leak doesn't tie into Santa Monica and God of War, but it's not officially confirmed, so we can't exactly say yes, this is true, this is happening, it's all there. Now, all we can do really is sit and wait for Kratos' return, and wherever that may take him, whether it be Kratos on his own and then he dies, as I mentioned, or if they decide to do like a spin-off game like Insomniac did with Miles Morales, and we have Atreus, and they call it, I don't know, Birth of Loki or something, because Atreus is Loki. And, Loki finds out his father dies at the end of his game, and then in the next game it is the one where Kratos actually dies, and then the game after that is Atreus is on his own, and he's going to avenge his father. That's the most logical way I can see that going. That's all I'm saying, because there's only so much you can do when you introduce a new character like Atreus, and you really want to develop a story with him, but you already have the existing franchise with an existing character, and he's in the way of this new character. So it can go either way, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. Kratos is still like an iconic character in gaming lore. He's like one of those characters that you come to love and you're just like, no, why? Why is he dead? Why did you kill him off? Why? You just love him that much. But yeah, so that's it for this video. I want to thank you all for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Once again, apologies for not uploading. I've also had some problems with my editing software. Figured that out now. Worked on it. It's done. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Do you think this is a load of crap? Do you think it's for something else? Do you already know that it's for something else? And I should just delete this video straight away? Or do you really think it could be for the next God of War game? So yeah, that being said then, this has been Gamer Dude. Happy gaming, and I will catch y'all in the next one, guys.